Pakinggan po natin ang mensahe ng ating kagalang-galang na Ambassador Carlos C. Salinas.
Well, good morning to everybody, and welcome to this first Congress of all Philippine organizations and associations in Spain and in Southern Europe. As Consul General said, we thought of this last year in order to bring together all of us. We have the chance to visit you in your places. You have the chance to come here, but never have we had really all the leaders together that we may be able to share information and knowledge amongst each one of us, and at the same time, for all of us to have the opportunity to meet and interact with each other. But before I go forward, I'd just like to acknowledge our guests. From Pag-ibig Overseas Program Representative, Ms. Jean Guzman. Yeah. She just flew in from London, is that correct? And also, Social Security System Representative Thelma Venturanza, who also flew in from London to attend this session with us. Not yet in the hall are PhilHealth representatives, or they here, sorry. Ms. Jane Santa Ana and Attorney Genesis Aclarlo, who flew in from the Philippines. And of course, we acknowledge our Consul General Manuel Fernandez and Ms. Mar Villador, the main two pillars behind this Congress, the other officers of the embassy, and of course, Mrs. Salinas there. I think this is as good a time also. You know, for many months now, we have been talking especially to Philcom from Bilbao and Philcom from Malaga. Every time we meet, I tell you and I keep repeating you that very soon we would have our honorary consulate offices in Malaga and in Bilbao opened. Well, now I would like to introduce to you Ms. Rosa Suguera, Honorary Consul of Malaga, who will be opening her office by October or Noviembre. And also, I introduce to you Ms. Susana Palominos, Honorary Consul of Bilbao. You know, as we have said many times, it is always the objective of the embassy in Madrid to reach out to you, to help you. Every Monday morning, just before we have the flag ceremony in the embassy, I see Philcom members that just say they arrived from Bilbao, they arrived from Malaga, that they left at 1 o'clock in the morning and that they're going home in the afternoon. So we kept thinking we have to find a way to help you, that you will not be traveling at 1 o'clock in the morning and going back at night, absenting yourself from work. So as much as we can, we must help you. And this has had the approval of the department in Manila. And so now here we are to reach out to you, to help you in your seats of work. In Malaga, which will cover a big area, Malaga, Marbella, Ronda, Fuenterola, and all those places. And in Bilbao, it will cover, ¿cómo se llama? País Vasco y Navarra, La Rioja, Cantabria, Burgos, Valencia. So all of you from that region who will need services from the consulate in Bilbao and the consulate in Malaga are going to be there to help each and every one of you. So, and so, as we said, we gather here today all the organizations, we thank them for sharing their time with us, because it is our hope, and as we said, it's the first time that we gathered together will be able to share with you changes, developments, initiatives, progress in the Philippines, what's happening. We all hear about the development of the Philippines growing at 7% a year. Before, we were considered as the sick country of Asia 10 years or so ago. Then we became the tiger of Asia. Now, as we are called, we are the miracle of Asia. And naturally, more and more investors are coming to the Philippines. During the recent visit of His Excellency President Aquino to Spain, he met with many businessmen, both from Madrid and from other places. And many of them committed to invest in the Philippines, to provide employment, and to be able to help and support the Philippines in its needs. President Aquino also met with President Rajoy of Spain and His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain. All of you must have seen that in CNN. I had the privilege of sitting down and listening to them, and it was a very candid conversation between all of them. And all of them had one thing. As the King said, Filipinas es país amigo. It is not a country in the other side of the world, but it is a country that is together in Spain. We share a common history. We have common lazos. We have many things. And especially during the time of Yolanda, Spain was just about the first country that sent help to the Philippines. In the cooperation area, Spain, because of its own crisis, had to retrench the amount that could be provided for the cooperation between Spain and the Philippines. It also reduced the number of countries that it could help. But the Philippines remained number one, not only in the number of countries, but in the amount of being a recipient. That is the closeness of Spain and the Philippines. As we say, we are, as that painting of Juan Luna showed, La Madre llevando a la hija a su gloria. And so, we are here in Spain, all of us are here. And we should be very thankful to Spain and to the Spanish government for everything that they are doing for us. The timeliness of this Congress is perfect. As I said, very, very appropriate. Given the changes that are taking place in the Philippines, taking into consideration all the interests of the whole world in the Philippines now. Before, the Philippines was not in the radar of all these different countries. But today, we are a very important radar. Many international countries are going to the Philippines to look at opportunities and challenges and what else they can do, business-wise and otherwise. We have very big companies. 6 of them will be President met this week, who are going there, who are establishing offices, and who are going to be able to provide employment. At the same time, I think it's timely that we would be able to share with you many of the reforms of the Spanish labor market, especially in 2012, which is expected to inject much needed dynamism into the sector. Overall, the revisions in the Spanish labor law will create more opportunities, will be able to expand the market of Spain as being one of the most competitive in Europe. In the discussions to follow, speakers from agencies, as I said, from Pag-ibig Overseas, from SSS, from PhilHealth, and from our own embassy, will be able to share with you developments, changes, improvements, new initiatives in SSS, Pag-ibig, OWA, DOLE, and all the other agencies in the Philippines. In this regard, I would like to reiterate that we at the Philippine Embassy in Madrid are in constant cooperation with the Philippine Labor Office here in Madrid and also with OWA in order to bring, as I said, our services closer to you. When the Barcelona consulate was closed 2 years ago, Manila told me, Madrid will go to Barcelona Barcelona will not have to come to Madrid. And that is exactly what we're doing with Barcelona now by having established that office there, so that we can continue to bring all these services closer and closer to the Filipinos. And that is our main objective in the Philippine Embassy here. Not long ago, the embassy worked with representatives of Pag-ibig, SSS, PhilHealth on outreach missions across Spain. And I'm glad to report that many of those missions were very successful in being able to bring the signing up of many of the members of the Filipinos in Spain to SSS. The outreach missions likewise yielded OWA membership renewals, issuance of overseas employment certificates, and new field health members. During these off-site services, our office also conducted passport renewals and also overseas voting registrants, NBA applications, birth and marriage registration, and the like. We do this all the time because it is important for the Filipinos to know that even if they're outside the country, they can continue to look out for their families back home by availing themselves of the social services provided by all these agencies of the government here in Spain and in Europe. At the same time, for many of us, overseas workers, my wife and I are just like you. We are working abroad. We are OFWs. It so happens that we work in different sectors, but we are all in the same boat. And therefore, for those of you who may be thinking of returning home, or who may just think of investing in the Philippines, or who may think that while you're here, what else can you do in the Philippines? Because the whole idea is how to be able to build a livelihood that does not entail leaving our families behind. That is an objective. You all have read the objective of the President is eventually one day to be able to provide sufficient employment in the Philippines. That is a goal, that is a vision. We are all working towards that because we know that you being here, you are here because you want to help, uplift, upgrade the quality of your families in the Philippines to help your relatives. But you're doing this out of love. You are sacrificing being here, not being able to visit the Philippines as often as you want because of love for your families. And that is what we're trying to do jointly with you. How else can we help you here so that you would be able to continue to do as much for your families there? Today, we will get insights on how to do just that. Increasing our savings funds, investing in agriculture, put them into various investment vehicles, which will allow us to grow our hard-earned money even while we are still working abroad. I will not dwell into all these other subjects because we have our experts who will be speaking on this subject in a few moments. But before I conclude, let me just tell you about these wonderful opportunities that the Philippine government has strived to create. And I said, before I conclude, let me thank all of you for sharing this time with us, for having traveled 7-8 hours from your various destinations. We are here to help each other. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not congratulate the organizers of this Congress, Conjen Fernandez, Ms. Marvi Ador, and everybody else who participated in the front line or behind the scenes. And likely, I thank the Order of the Police for allowing us to use this beautiful auditorium, for making all the facilities available to us. We work very closely with the congregation of the Polish for events like this, and this is just one of them. So, my friends, thank you very much for coming here, to our consuls, for sharing their time with us, and for everybody, because we like to get to know each other some more. Thank you. I apologize. I failed to acknowledge you, Jordi. Welcome to Madrid. Pardon.